picture should we use? I think this one.
We should only do one picture.
That's a good thing for.
Do you want to do?
Can't print them in color though.
Wait, one or
So
two?
I think we should do that one.
I think we should do two.
Okay.
Two?
I don't really mind.
Chief. Chief clothes? Okay.
Cheap clothes.
You want to center that like right underneath.
Yeah, yeah.
It's loading.
Instead of saying cheap clothes, why don't you say the Chiefs' clothes?
The cheese, okay.
The Chiefs' clothes.
And it's not a sentence, so don't put a.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Every chief had a couple sheep. True fact.
You don't know that?
That's what she said.
Oh my God.
What are you
The
doing?
chief clothes.
Should we say all the artifacts or just artifacts?
We were working with Native Americans, which is sometimes referred to as Indians. They've been studying that for about a month now. They've done some research during our other class, which is the humanities class and social studies. They created PowerPoints on a Google Slides. And now in my class, because I teach engineering as part of STEAM, they're taking their information and they're transforming it into two things. One is a triangular poster, and each one was responsible for the shelter, the housing, the food. Okay, so they took their information and they put it on a 3D poster. And the other one is they created some artifacts, some things that they would naturally find in the Native American culture. Our focus was that we would take all this information from a Google slide, which was way too much, and narrow it down to a museum. And that's what museum curators have to do. People who make museums, there's way too much information. They have to say what is really important.
Do you really like it? Yes. Nope.
So I did this. So I want to
So Rob, you can, Mia, just come on over here.
Does your sister have a dollhouse?
It's right here.
Like,
Okay, so what should we have?
come on.
Should we do a copper sheet, a canoe, or a sledgehammer?
I'm thinking of like doing the copper shield.
The copper shield.
Yeah, like every chief had one.
They usually had many designs painted on them.
Is this
This was designed from.
I'll make the signs what.
I know.
I should.
Oh.
Is this hard?
And then should I say that they're very tall? Like, how many? Madeline, how much men tall were they
Where's this picture?
usually?
What, like how many?
Yeah.
15 to 20 feet.
Wow.
2 and 3. Another one has 2 and 3.
Tor, make sure you kick it.
Okay, I said the Northwest region. This is a Northwest region. This is a Northwest region house. And then I said they usually had many designs painted on them and were 15 to 20 feet tall. Is that good?
50.
Okay.
Dude, you said 50.
Is that for the little card?
I won't fix that.
50. Dude, there's no end.
I know.
50 to 20 feet.
15.
Why?
No, it's 15.
15. T. N.
15?
There you go.
15 to 20 feet tall.
Okay, now I gotta print some notes.
What else should I write?
You should edit your food really quick. It says they ate salmon, herring, they lit their houses with candlefish.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to put a period. Okay, it says the Native Americans didn't need crop because they ate fish. They ate salmon, herring, they lit their houses with
Needs to be a
blah, blah,
space
blah.
between the
I know. They candlefish, that's a got the name. Exploration.
What are we gonna do with these?
Native Americans
I have chocolate, right?
of the Northwest also ate candlefish, halibut, and flour.
Yeah, that sounds good.
In case we need. The one thing? Okay.
So for the first 3 weeks, the students researched and then created their PowerPoint slides. But again, we do it on Google, so they're Google Slides, but basically a presentation. And then for the part that they were with me was 2 weeks. One part was to create the actual artifacts, the things, the bow and arrow, the the pottery and whatnot. And the other one was to take the information from the Google Slides, copy it, and paste it in a format that they can put it on their triangular posters. And it really was important that they figured out that each part, even though it was done by a different person, they had to think about the completeness, that we couldn't use a font here and a different font here. So that's where the teamwork had to come in, and the back and forth with, I want Times New Roman, no, I want Arial, I want this picture. So the idea is that it became one piece from 4 different people. Okay, now go get a picture. So go back to your slideshow. Which of the pictures do you want to copy? You don't want you want that one, or do you want the one of the corn and the? You could probably copy. I'll do one at a time. So click on one. You gotta click on the picture. Just hit it. Okay, and then Control C. And now go back to your toggle and Control V. Okay, cursor. I'm sorry, enter. Now, do you want to type what that is? Or you want to just put, and then you can always change it some more later, okay? That's enough, and you can always edit. That's good. Okay, once it comes up, go click on File, and then Print. We'll see where that's at. You might want to, this is 14, which is a good size.
Where are the index cards up there?
Okay, so you see the left of this one, that's perfect. Make that other one, make the right 3.5. And then do the math for me. Add those in your head. What's 1 plus 3.5?
1 plus 3.5
Uh-huh.
is
4 4.5. And then 8 minus 4.5, hit OK. It'll make it 4 inches of print. So now that's where your thing's going to be, and that'll fit on that. So if for some reason you wanted that one, you would highlight the picture, which you did. Go to Copy. Go back to your Google Doc. Make sure your cursor's down here. No, the one we put it at the end and enter. Okay, and then enter again. Okay, and now what do you do?
Control V.
Control V. Paste. Class. I need you to sign off. Chromebooks go back. Protons are not using them this afternoon, so plug them back in and charge them up. Let's go, and then we're going to meet in compost groups. Yep.
Can we stay in if we want to? Yes.
I will be here for a few minutes at lunch, yes. But I still want you signing off right now. So this morning when you came in, you had the times table stacked underneath that. Before you leave, I don't want scraps. You're the only one building things today. Can you get yourself organized? If you feel comfortable with your compost group, knowing what you're bringing in, you may go to lunch recess. If you want to stay and keep working, you can choose.
Well, I learned about their kind of culture, like what they did. I also learned about their clothing and what they ate. Like they ate a lot of fish because they lived next to rivers, and they'd catch like 1,000 fish at a time. And they wore like pretty simple clothes, and it was made out of bark, but it was actually really soft. Like, because they like had a hammer and hit it a lot. When we were making the artifacts, also I learned like about totem poles. And if you broke a totem pole, you had to make one like 2 times bigger because it was a big embarrassment. And I also learned like a little about like what they believed in.
It's more. It's easier to score a test, but it doesn't really show what the child has learned, and that's one of our problems when we go to, especially as we go to bubble test or to computerized tests. You really can't see what the child has really learned during the process. And I always think in terms of it's a trip. It isn't just we go from San Francisco to New York, but it's what happens in between. It's going to Nevada, and that's what education should be. It's not just I start here, I end there, but what did you learn along the way? And that's really where the power of education leads to. Actually, while they were doing this, my teammate was doing the Explorer project. So they were doing the Native American project and the Explorer project at the same time because I took on the Native American part, so he moved on. So that's where our teaming comes in.
On your timeline, always spend a little bit of time.
I've seen someone with boyfriend.
Okay, so we call it the Explorer Trading Card Project. So the idea is in 5th grade social studies, we cover the age of exploration. So students have to learn about the key players of that time and their major accomplishments. So in order to tackle that using project-based learning, we introduce the age of exploration and also a scenario. So students are told that they're now the product developers for a trading card company. First, begin by researching explorers during the age of exploration, and then they design and construct their own trading cards. Then they do a couple things with those. First, they plot the birth, death, and major accomplishment on a timeline. And then they also have a ledger where they keep track of financial information. So just like when I was a kid, they have a price guide. So these cards are valuable. And I publish a price guide, and they look up the value of each of their explorers, and they find the sum, the range, the mean, median, and mode for each explorer, the pack that they've created. So I think it's a good way to learn about a topic in social studies that's otherwise pretty unrelatable. You're going to turn it in the electron printing pad so that you can help.
We made cards we drew a picture of the explorer, and then we wrote their name on the back when they were born and where they were born, where they died, and when they died, and their voyages, and
So tiny.
yeah, and then so Mr. Tubak made a dollar chart, so each person had a price, and you'd add that up, and then you get the sum, and then you'd have to do the mean, which is the sum divided by how many cards you have, and then the median, which price is in the middle, and the mode if there's 2 or 3 of one price, and the range, the lowest price and the highest price of your
But
cards.
you're trading your card too.
Yeah.
What's that for?
We have timelines, and then we traded cards, and then the cards you got back you'd also put on your timeline, not just the ones that you made yourself. Did you check that?
Yes.
Okay. Then
Yeah, I did it right. Here's try.
their sum is 18.24
Divided by 4.
divided by 4 equals 4.56. Yeah, you got that right. Maybe you typed the number in wrong. The median,
So
that's $3. The median is $3.
the median.
$2. No, yeah, it's $2. Yeah, you got that right. You don't need the calculator to check that. You only need the calculator to check those two.
Can you tell me the prices?
$90, $4.75
Okay.
plus 30 cents, so 0.30, $3. And then the $98 $98.05 Do
you have? Hey, are you almost done with Cosmia?
divided by 4.
Because I have their.
Yeah, that's right.
Mr. Tubok, what's the median again?
That's one that's in the middle. So if you have an odd number of cards and you were to rank them from the lowest value to the highest, that's the one that's right in the middle.
81. He was 81 when he died.
That's ancient back in the day.
Yeah,
That's pretty old.
lived to like 50.
That was actually pretty old. Yeah. 81 back then.
It doesn't.
I learned a lot about like how their life was kind of like it wasn't like modern day. It was just like they just wanted to either be like famous or wanted to get money. It wasn't just like, oh, I want to explore the world. It was more like I want money or I want to be famous. Okay, never mind.
Kind of busy now. You can probably put another.
In the past, it's been, we've asked students to memorize and regurgitate information to us and not apply it. And project-based learning, they're applying it. They're creating meaning for themselves. They're answering difficult questions, and they're taking information and applying it to new situations. And all of those skills are necessary to succeed in the 21st century. So PBL is a way to do that. And so I feel that more people will adopt those ways.
It is a complex and sophisticated process to design a good project that really takes off, that really excites our students. I think the most important one, the overarching one, if you will, is the need to create a shared understanding of the importance of this work. So related to that is that it needs the support of the leadership, of the principal, of other leaders in the school system. So if teachers are going to try this approach, then there needs to be a shared understanding that we're going to experiment, maybe if it's just a few teachers at first.
A fever, a vision, derision.